Welcome to Behind the Veil. Now, here is your transformational coach, Tammy Hall.
First thing I like to do is to create intention. Because my intention with you today is just that we get the biggest breakthrough possible for you in the short period of time, and to give you some clear steps in moving forward in the direction with the utmost clarity. So if I could impart one thing to you on this call, one single thing that would have the biggest impact for you, what would it be?
That's a loaded question. One thing, that it's like I'm struggling to go no contact because he has no one else. So I'm trying to remind myself that it's not my job. It's not my job to make sure somebody else is okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Thing. It's very hard to do for me.
Yeah, I could tell that Fix It in you. She's been around for a while, huh?
Oh yeah. I've been fixing things my whole life.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. So if I could put that into one word, I'd say it's surrender.
Yeah, that's a good, yeah.
If I just say the word surrender, what does that pull up for you?
That's hard to just let it go. I'm a Christian, so they always say like surrender your life to the Lord. That's hard to do. You know what I mean? Even though he's supposed to be God, that's hard to do. So surrendering is tough because you want to be able to control things. You know what I mean? It's letting go of control.
And what does control mean to you?
That I can make sure everything's okay. But really, I'm not making sure it's okay. It just feels like that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Surrender is one of the most beautiful energies as a controller, because I'm a controller. In those first 5 years of life is where our personalities developed. And when you're a controller, what that means is that's how you survived your family of origin. It's so good to know because that's the way you attempted to control your little world, right? So just making some notes. Okay. So I was reading through all the information you gave me.
Mm.
And looking through that theme, like I said, I noted right off the bat, she's a fixer. She takes on projects. So for the sake of the listener, I'm going to ask you a little bit. I noticed that you tended to attract men that were just abusers. They abused you. They abused alcohol, they anger issues, all the stuff. But I will just ask you, what are the common themes amongst these men that you've chosen in your adult life, we'll say from 20 to the present?
Yeah. That they're not together. They're not happy. They're not happy with themselves.
Not happy. What are some other things?
They believe that control is going to make things better. That if they can control things, it'll be better.
Interesting. And isn't that kind of what you just said?
Yeah.
Okay. What else? Let's dig a little bit deeper into these men. Let's go a little bit deeper. Other commonalities between them.
They had major trauma as children. Single moms, no dad. They don't have relationships with their children. Yeah. So I think those are the big things.
Okay. Why would you attract men that are not happy, have intense childhood trauma, single moms, no dads, don't take care of their kids?
Because I help. Like, I literally once dated someone that said to me, I have a drug problem. And I was like, whoa, I want nothing to do with this. This was after I had gotten divorced. And he said, but you helped your ex-husband. Why can't you help me? And and I know I can help. And it's not just men either. Like my daughter's 18 and she's brought friends into our house that, needed help with their kid, needed help with all kinds of things. And it was like, my mom can help. She knows how to help. You know what I mean? So it's not just men, it's everybody. Like people with issues but I'm also willing to do the help. And I think that's why. But sometimes it's to the detriment of myself. So I'm trying to have better boundaries.
I want you to talk to me about some of the most toxic points in these toxic relationships with these men.
Well, when it got to the point that it was clear they were just using me because they moved on to other women, that was probably the most toxic.
Well, you said that there was physical violence.
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about that. Tell me some of those scenarios.
So, well, I would get angry, and I didn't because the emotional abuse was so much. You know what I mean? So I would start to get angry, like, why are you doing this? Why do you insist on saying the things you say and doing the things that you do? Like, why can't we just get along? Like, why does it be a fight? And it's always, well, I'm not doing anything wrong. You're doing something wrong. That's what they tell me. It's not me. It's you. You're the one with the problem, not me. Or if they do say it's their fault, it's just to keep me there. You know what I mean? Like they never say it's their fault until I'm trying to leave. As soon as I try to leave, then all of a sudden it's their fault and they want to get help. But as long as they know I'm there, it's always my fault. So
what about the violent episodes?
So it was usually fighting, and the fighting would get louder and nastier. And then basically when I would stick up for myself. So like the one really bad violent episode was when we were in Mexico and he kept thinking I was sleeping with other people. And it wouldn't stop. And he just kept saying it over and over again. And I know you're sleeping with this person, you're sleeping with this person, and you're a pig and blah, blah, blah. And I just finally was like, just stop. Like, stop. Don't say anything else. Please don't say anything else. And he did. So I think I slapped him in the arm or something like that. And he laughed at me. So then I took my drink and I threw it on him. I just was so angry. And that's not me at all. But I just got pushed to that point. And as soon as I threw the drink on him, he jumped up, slammed me against the wall, threw me over the bed, and just started stomping on me. Thankfully, somebody heard. And why did I go back after that? I don't know, but I did. But it was always because I wasn't allowed to say my part. You know what I mean? That's when it would get violent, when I would stick up for myself. Sometimes it got violent if I said no about things, like I'm not doing this, or So, and I have a therapist, and we were talking about like, why do I get so crazy? Like, that's not who I am. And we talked about like reactive abuse, because I would normally never get that angry, but being pushed for months and months and months, it just finally.
Do you mean so angry that you would pour a drink on him?
Yeah, or slap them. Like, I don't hit people.
Mm-hmm.
But then.
Was there any violence towards you before that?
So there was violence before that, yes. The first time he hit me he says I slapped him first. I don't remember that. And I do remember, actually, I'll tell you, when he choked me one time. And I remember being shocked. And he said, well, you wouldn't stop yelling. I needed you to be quiet. But all it would have taken was not fighting back. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't want to yell, but he just wouldn't stop. So, and that's no reason to choke somebody. But looking back, I know I didn't start it. But he says that I hit him for months before he ever put a hand on me, which isn't true. But that's what he believes. But he also has a personality disorder, which they don't tend to remember things correctly. So, and that's another thing that they have in common is mental health disorders.
Okay. They all have that?
Yeah.
Okay. I want you to get yourself in a very relaxed state.
Okay.
Some of the stuff, this process I'm doing with you, it might not make sense to your conscious mind. And I need you, when the thoughts pop in, and they will, I just need you to tag them and go like, oh, this is just a thought. I'm letting it go.
Okay.
and I'm going to surrender back into the process. And then if they just keep coming at you, just go back to well, what if I just went all in? And what if this really helps me? Okay. Because when you work with the subconscious mind, it tends to want to talk you out of things. Okay. So just trust yourself. I'm just going to get you a little bit relaxed, and I'm going to take you into a process. Okay. I need to figure out first and foremost where this root comes from. And when I say root, we have to figure out why you keep attracting this man. And the root is much deeper than you think. Okay. So get yourself nice and relaxed, make your spine as straight as possible. And I want you to close your eyes, take a deep breath in. And as you take that deep breath in, I want you to follow that breath, allow it very deeply into the very bottom of your stomach. If you could just picture it going in, hold it for a little bit. And as you exhale out, just let go of the resistance, the tension in your body, the tension in your muscles. I want you to just make your muscles relax. That's right. Now, with your eyes closed, I want you to notice that there is a big, colorful bubble above your head. This is a peaceful, I could tell by the little smile on your face, you've done this process before. Have you?
No, I haven't.
Oh, you haven't? Okay.
Bubble. It reminded me of the Wizard of Oz.
Yes, it's exactly like that. And the difference with this bubble is it's filled with your healing color, whichever color feels the best, the happiest, the most peaceful to you. First impression, what color would that be?
Pink.
Okay, pink. Yes, beautiful. Now, with each breath that you take, I want you to just picture that you're allowing the top of your head to open and allowing this very healing, relaxing pink energy to come down through the top of your head and fill your body, starting with your brain and moving down to your eyes and your ears, your nose and your jaw. And just notice that as it's moving down, it's relaxing each and every muscle in your body, filling you with this beautiful, peaceful feeling, moving down your neck and your throat to your shoulders, down your arms, just putting you in a very, very relaxed state, allowing each cell to just surrender, let go, relax, releasing any thought that comes in with so much love, moving to fill your entire heart space, moving down to filling your abdomen, down to your hips, down to your knees, down to your feet. That's right. Your entire body filled with this beautiful pink energy, this healing energy that just signals to the body you're safe, you're protected, you're loved. I want you to take a deep breath in. And as you exhale out, I want you to exhale this big pink bubble to completely surround your body. That's right. Exhale it out to completely encompass your entire body. That's right. So each and every cell of your skin and your muscle, your organs, all of your tissue, your DNA, all the way down to your epigenetics is just filled with this beautiful pink, healing, peaceful energy. And as long as you are in this big pink bubble, you are protected, you're loved, you're safe. Now, as you're in your big pink bubble, I want to bring your attention to the themes of these men that you've attracted in your life. Men with all sorts of mental health disorders that treat you in not so nice ways. And I want you to connect to the way it feels to be in these relationships when they're at their most toxic, when they're stomping on you, when they're physically beating you, or even just treating you negatively. I want you to recognize and notice that there is a place in your body where this emotion is stored. First impression, I want you to place your hand on this area. That's right. Recognize what color, first impression, is it?
Green.
Green. Perfect. Now, from that green, I want you to notice and recognize there is a projection projected out from that green color from your body. And within that projection is an image. And as you allow this image to get clearer and clearer and clearer, I want you to notice that this image is actually the very first time that you felt these emotions. And with ease and grace and flow, I want you to allow that picture to get very clear. I don't want you to argue with it because it will be the first impression. Tell me when you got that image.
Okay. Have it.
Okay. Now, first impression, how old are you in this image?
Like young, be like 6 or 7.
6 or 7. Are you alone or with someone?
I'm with my whole family. It's actually like a dream I used to have.
Okay. Explain who's all in the image.
Like aunts, uncles, cousins, grandparents, siblings, parents, whole family.
And what's happening in this image?
Everyone's arguing, and it was a dream that I used to have awake and asleep. Like I would wake up and I would still see the dream, and rolling around this giant ball, just arguing, and it just wouldn't stop.
Okay, so I want you to pretend like this isn't a dream. Oftentimes, our subconscious mind tries to keep us safe. We're going to act as though this is complete truth. I want you to allow that image to get very, very clear. What else do you notice about this image? Is it in a particular place that you are recognizing right now?
No, not really. It's just sort of like a blank room. There's nothing there, just people.
What are you feeling from these people?
Anger.
I want you to go up to one that's particularly angry, that you notice that is particularly angry. Go up to them.
Mhm.
I want you to recognize that there is a color associated with them. What color is that?
Keep seeing brown.
Brown.
Yeah.
Okay. Go up to them. Can you tell who that brown color is being cast from?
My grandfather.
Your grandfather. Okay, go up to your grandfather, and I want you to go into that brown. I want you to go into that brown color, and I want you to feel it. Allow the emotion to come up. I can see you're holding it back. We don't want to hold it back. It's all within you, and the whole point of this is to release it. So in order to release it, it must be emoted. Energy and motion, emotions. Good job. Let it come. Knowing that on the moment of conception, all of mom's DNA and dad's DNA become your DNA. And that goes back generation after generation after generation. So that which is in your grandfather, it actually got gifted to you. And any emotion that has not been felt fully still remains within you. So it is our great gift to our lineage to release that. So I'm going to ask you to go through that brown with your grandfather. But first, I want you to feel his emotions. Why is he so angry?
Bad person.
Why is he so angry?
The bad person.
Why is he so bad?
He molested us.
Okay, this is your opportunity. This is your opportunity to speak on behalf of that 6 and 7-year-old girl. I want you to tell him everything you need to tell him right here in this moment. And I don't want you to hold anything back. It's already sitting inside of you and we need to release it. So I want you to let him have it right now.
I hate him.
Tell
So-
him.
Just
Try
make-
doing it without laughing, because laughing, you're masking your pain, and I want you to feel your pain. This little girl needs to be heard. She's carrying around a lot of pain, and I want you to speak on behalf of her and let this man have it.
It ruined everything. It ruined my aunt's life. It ruined my life. It ruined my kids' lives because I brought it into our life.
I want you to speak as though he's standing right in front of you. I want you to see him in your mind's eye right in front of you. Try keeping your eyes shut, though. I want you to stay in the moment. I want you to see him right in front of you, and I want you to let him have it.
How could you do this to us? Look what you did. You ruined everything. You ruined our family. You ruined me, my kids. Who does this to people? And then acts like they didn't do anything. How could you do this? It wasn't okay. You had no right. What's wrong with you? Yeah. I just
Keep going.
It was wrong. And you shouldn't have done it. And you shouldn't even have been allowed to be around us ever again. We shouldn't have had to deal with this our whole lives. I shouldn't have had to feel like this. I shouldn't have to feel like I had to deal with people that didn't think enough of me because of what you did. I deserved better than what you did.
What you did to me made me feel.
What you did to me made me feel like I was less worthy than I am. And for a long time, I didn't know why I felt like that. But it's your fault. You made me feel like that's all I was worth. Like I wasn't good enough.
Now, I don't want you to hold back anymore. There's anger within you. That brown energy is within you. And I need you to let it out now. Connect to that little girl. Connect to her. Feel her pain. And I want you to speak on behalf of her to this man standing right in front of you.
I hate you. I hate how you treat everybody, make everybody miserable. It's ridiculous that you were allowed to go through your life like that. And we all had to pay the price. Oh, we deserved so much better. I deserve so much better. Like, you shouldn't even have been around. Shouldn't even have been able to be around anybody. The fact that we had to look at your face our whole life. Oh, you didn't deserve the life you had.
Is there anyone else in the room that you need to deal with right now?
I don't think so. The only other person that I get frustrated with is my mom just pushing everything under the rug. But it doesn't make me angry. It's just sad.
Is she in the room?
No, I don't see her. 'Cause yeah.
Okay. I want you to turn to your 6 and 7-year-old self. What color is she emoting right now?
I feel like just kind of brown too.
Okay. I want you to go into her brown. Now, the same thing. I want you to move through that brown. It's going to be like threading the needle. We're going to move through it until it is completely dissolved. Completely dissolved. So I want you to go into that brown bubble with her. And I want you to scoop her up in your arms. And I want you to connect to her. She needs you right now. I want you to see the look on her sweet little face. What is she feeling right now?
She's sad.
Yeah, what is she sad about?
Well, she didn't know why she was sad, but she knows now.
What is she sad about?
That feeling of inadequacy, like something's like not right, like she's not good enough.
What else is she sad about?
That her innocence was taken away.
What else?
That's all I can think of.
What else?
That you just be happy-go-lucky. It's just to always have this fear in the back of her head.
Why does she have to have a fear in the back of her head?
Like, she's uncomfortable around men for the rest of her life. She feels uncomfortable. She can't even like hug her dad without feeling weird because of what happened.
What else is she angry about?
That nobody did anything to help. It just pretended it didn't happen.
What else is she angry about?
I think that's it. She's just angry that nobody came to help her. Nobody did anything about it.
Mhm.
And it never got dealt with. Just pushed it under the rug.
I want you to tell her that you are the one that is here to help her. I want you to scoop her up in your arms, and I want you to hold her so tight. And I want you to tell her that you have come all the way back from the future just to be with her in this moment, just to tell her how much she's loved, how special and perfect and beautiful she is. I want you to tell her that you are her hero, that you are the one that's going to come to her aid whenever she needs you. You are the one that's going to make her feel safe and protected. I want you to tell her that all that stuff that happened to her was not her fault.
Oh. Everything that happened, nothing was your fault. And you didn't do anything wrong. And we can talk about it and we can work through it. And I'll be here for you to talk to you anytime you need it. Because you should be able to talk about it and be okay. And not have to be in your feelings all the time. So anything you need to talk about, just need to vent or whatever you need, I'll be here for you. And you don't have to ever let anybody treat you like that again. I won't let anybody treat you like that again. You never should have been treated like that. I'm gonna work through it. It's gonna be okay.
What else does she need to hear from you right now in this moment?
But as time goes on, you don't have to worry about what anybody else thinks or making anybody else happy. You just need to worry about yourself. And if other people don't like it, too bad. You need to put yourself first.
Mm-hmm. Is she hearing you? Is she listening to you?
Mm-hmm.
Does she believe you?
Yes, finally.
Uh-huh. What color is that bubble now around her?
Just everything seems pinkish red now.
Beautiful. And how does she feel to you?
Much more relaxed.
Mm,
I feel like it's going to be okay.
beautiful. I want you to let her know that this pinkish bubble is always available to her, that it's your gift to her, and that whenever she needs to feel safe and loved, that all she needs to do is connect with this pink, beautiful healing bubble around her. I want you to tell her that it's going to protect her and keep her safe. And I want you to give her any wisdom that she needs to know right now in this moment that will change the trajectory of her life experience.
No matter what happens, you don't have to worry about the past or look to the future. And when you do get upset, just know that you can look back on this moment and be okay. And know that the love is there. You are loved. Remember this. And as time goes on, anytime anybody wants to make you feel like what you're doing isn't enough, or you aren't enough, or they don't need to treat you the right way, you don't have to put up with that. You can walk away. Demand to be treated the right way. So that's your right. That's how it should be. And don't let anyone make you feel bad for demanding to be treated right. You don't have to feel guilty. You haven't done anything to feel guilty about.
Does she trust you?
Yeah.
Beautiful. Now, I want you to let her know that whenever she needs you, that you're going to come back for her. And in order to do that, I want you two to come up with a symbol, a way for her to communicate to you when she needs you and for you to hear her calls. So I want you to come up with some sort of code, some sort of language, something that she can signal to you that she needs you.
Anytime you feel like things are getting hard or you need help, a wave on the beach. The waves just wash everything away. And a wave on the beach just brings fresh and new every time. If you need me, I'll be there.
Beautiful. When she feels good to you, I want you to give her one last hug goodbye. And then I want you to go ahead and pop up out of that image. And I want you to rise up about 30 feet above that moment. And as you're 30 feet above, I want you to look down and see your 6-year-old self there in her pink bubble. And I want you to go ahead and make your way back to the present, all the way back to the present, all the way back to the now. And as you do, I want you to look down and notice, see, recognize that all the old structures are crumbling and falling away, disintegrating and dissolving with ease and grace and flow. And in their place, beautiful, strong, gorgeous structures. The old ones crumbling away, dissolving, resolving with ease, and the new structures coming in are strong and stable, filled with love and grace and compassion. And as you make your way back to the present, 5 years from now, 2 years from now, 1 year from now, and I want you to go ahead and stop right here at this present moment. And I want you to look down and see you sitting there in that chair. And I want you to make your way down, 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 all the way down. In fact, you're going to open that little moon roof at the top of your head, and you're going to allow you to move down and fill your body. That's right. And as you do, I want you to notice, feel, recognize that all those new pathways that are being formed are now coming down into your vessel as you integrate all aspects of you, coming down through the top of your head and your shoulders, integrating with your heart center and your abdomen and your hips, your knees and your feet. And as all aspects of yourself are aligning together, recalibrating, I want you to notice how this is affecting you on a cellular level. All the cells of your body recalibrating to this new set point of your choosing. As we've released all this old stuck emotion within the body, I want you to recognize that there's freed up space for more of what you choose: love, joy, peace, patience, all the fruits of the Spirit. Now, the freedom to receive your birthright, that of your spiritual DNA, that of your choosing. Realigning, recalibrating. Take a deep breath in, exhaling out all the resistance, feeling lighter, refreshed, feeling that new energy, that new freedom within the body. Wiggling your fingers and toes and batting your eyes open when you're ready. Welcome back. How do you feel?
Pretty good.
Pretty good.
Yeah. I didn't know I felt that way before.
Yeah. Tell me a little bit about what came up for you at certain points.
Like when I look back at being a kid, I feel like, oh, I had a happy childhood. But that made me realize that there was a lot of underlying unhappiness that I didn't never realize was there. Like it was there, but it didn't click. You know what I mean? I always thought, oh, I had a good childhood. So I did, but there was that underlying anger and fear that I didn't know was there.
Did
That
you
affected me.
remember? Did you remember about the molestations?
No, I didn't remember. I was always afraid of the bathroom. I remember being afraid of the bathroom and not knowing why. And I was in therapy, and she said, "Are you sure nothing happened when you were a kid?" I said, "No." And then one day at a family get together, my aunt was drinking and told me, and my mom was like, "I don't remember that," but she told me what happened in the bathroom, and then it all like the memory came back. You know what I mean? Like it all made sense then. And that was just a couple of years ago. But I remember being afraid, like feeling uncomfortable around my dad and uncomfortable around my, like, any men, just like, but that no reason to be. I never knew why I felt uncomfortable around them. You know what I mean? I never knew why, like, why, I, when I was with somebody, I didn't, like, I was very, like, I'm almost like outside of myself when it comes to like physical intimacy. Like, it's not, most people get very attached to somebody. I never did. You know what I mean? It was very like separated and I didn't know why.
So when you had intimate moments, you felt yourself, you were out of the body. You were
Yeah.
like, I can't feel this.
No emotions at all. Like, I was more emotional with like snuggling or a kiss than I was like sexual stuff. You know what I mean? Which is weird for women, you know? And I
It's
never,
not if there's it's
right.
not if you've been violated.
Well,
Yes.
why, but at the time I never knew why. I never knew why I was like that. All my friends would get like so emotional when they did that, and I didn't. There was never any emotion. I didn't know why.
Mhm.
So when I finally found out, it remembered, it made a lot of sense. So
Mhm.
yeah.
Any other big ahas?
Um, that I was really angry with him, grandmother. I didn't really know why I was angry. I
Uh-oh.
really was angry.
It froze. Did I freeze to you? Oh, there you
Oh,
are. Okay, it
yeah.
unfroze. Um,
No, I could,
yeah, the anger part, here was the thing with the anger part. And this is pretty typical of women. We have some judgments around anger and we don't let ourselves feel anger, right? The thing is when we're on our healing journey, the biggest thing that we need to work on is releasing the emotion because the emotion is trapped in the body. Okay, we have these memories, but the only thing that makes that memory stick to your subconscious is the emotion attached to it. And so here we are with all these emotions trapped in the body from when we were tiny, right? And as you could see the connection when I took you back, that little girl within you, she's still very much real because there's no such thing as time and space. Okay. And so there within that lies within you is every age you've ever been. So here's this little girl and she has all this pain. And when I took you back there, you were very resistant to feeling the anger. And this isn't uncommon. I noticed because this work, you've been doing counseling and whatnot, but most, and I mean with this with the utmost respect, but most counseling and therapies are not really getting to the root cause because it's not dealing with where everything originated from. So that's why this process works so fast is because we go straight to the root. Did you notice I said, okay, we're going to first become aware of the emotions you feel in these relationships with these men. And then I said, okay, you didn't realize it, but I asked your subconscious, take me back to where this started. And then what image did you get? Right? One, you said it was a dream. It probably
yeah.
happened. Your subconscious probably just protected you from it by saying, oh, we're not going to remember this one. Right. And so I just want you to make the connection. The reason why this works so fast is because we didn't mess around with trying to figure it out with our logical mind. The logical mind is not meant to deal with this kind of stuff. We went straight to your subconscious mind. So basically, where I think a huge block of yours is you're not letting yourself feel that anger and connect to that anger that's within you because
I
you
don't
have a
like the feeling.
judgment. Yeah, you have a judgment about it. So a lot of times, I don't know if you grew up in religion, a lot of times, it's really frowned upon for females to feel anger. Even
Yeah.
if it's a righteous anger, I need you to feel a righteous anger, like Jesus when he flipped the tables. If you knew,
Yeah.
if you
It's
have,
funny you say that. I when my ex used to tell me, like, you're so angry, you would only be angry. The only reason you're angry is because there's another man. I'm like, I have every right to be angry. And I brought that up. I said, there's righteous anger. Like, I can be angry for what you did.
well, anger meaning you weren't actually angry with him. What happens is all the pain from the past merges with the current pain, right? And it becomes this one big thing. And you have a lot of anger for that little girl who experienced things that she didn't need to experience. They were wrong.
Yeah.
And so that little girl needs to deal with her anger. And it doesn't need to be directed towards a person as far as physically. That's why I take you back in that process where you can visualize him, because your subconscious mind doesn't know the difference between an image like that or it happening in real life. And she needs to feel her feelings. So I invite you to allow yourself, and I have my clients do a few different things for their anger. First, you want to connect to the situation or person you're angry at. You could go to one of those what are those rooms where you could just like
Ash rooms.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It could be kickboxing. It could be throwing rocks in the desert. It could be primal screaming, but it's got to be deep from within. This moves the energy out of you. Okay. But you need to connect to it and you need to let it rip. It doesn't mean that you have to hurt another person. Anger does not mean taking it out on another person, but you will do that if you don't allow yourself to have the experience of releasing in another form. So that's one way. But also get connected to why. Why am I judging anger? And then the last thing I want to tell you is I would not even look around for another relationship until I have dealt with this.
Yeah.
Because that little girl, I want you to have a beautiful divine love, but if this little girl does not allow her feelings to be felt, then she's going to continuously attract the same angry, mentally disturbed man who is looking to you to be the savior. You are not going to be any man's savior. You get to be your own savior. So I just invite you to get really connected to her and start giving her a voice, letting her feel all the things before we start looking elsewhere, right? The love has to come deep within us. I forgot one last thing. You have a very large life command around I'm not enough. And a life command is just basically a limiting belief that is very strong, meaning it's kind of running the show for your life. It's showing up in a lot of areas for you. Is that true?
Yeah.
So what you can do is you can have your affirmation be the opposing belief to I'm not enough, because obviously you're absolutely enough. You're perfection. Nothing needs to change about you. You're divine exactly how you are. Your subconscious mind has a belief that you're not. So you get the opportunity to reprogram that. You look kind of emotional. What's coming up for you?
Well, no, because it's true. I was thinking how I'm always trying to please other people to make myself feel like I am doing enough. But I shouldn't have to do anything.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. And this is just about awareness too. So when I went through my healing journey and found my commands, my dominant one was I'm unlovable. And so the first thing I really got invited to do was look at where in my life did this show up? And it was my entire life, right? So that's what I invite you to do. Look back and say, where did I make this true about myself? Oh, in this relationship, that relationship, here, 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 here. What is my invitation? What would it look like if I was holding myself to, I'm perfect exactly how I am? There's nothing I need to do, right? Look at what would that be like? And with my clients, I have them create a list of their own personal desires, what feels good to them to do. Make a list of that and do as much of that, like schedule as much of that into your daily life as possible, because when you're loving and adoring yourself, you're sending a message saying, nope, I am so important. I am so enough that I'm going to value myself at the top of the list, not down here. Because, honey, you have been putting yourself all the way down here for your entire life. No more. Promise?
Yes.
Put your right hand on your heart and say, I'm committed to putting myself first.
I'm going to put myself first. Committed to.
I'm committed to loving myself more.
Committed to loving myself more.
I'm committed to being the love that I desire.
I'm committed to being the love that I desire.
Yeah. I'm committed to my own healing journey.
Committed to my own healing journey.
And so it is. So is there anything I can leave you with before we part ways?
I don't think so. It was eye-opening.
Okay, good. Well, I mean, this is step one. We moved a lot of energy, which is just emotion, right? Out of your body. So you're going to need a lot of water today, like a lot. And hopefully this won't happen, but if you do get a headache, magnesium is really good because it's a mineral that it tends to deplete when I take someone through a process like this. Oh, it's again. Another thing, thank you so much. I know that no one signs up for this and knows how intense the journey is going to be. So I thank you so much because really you don't know it, but you change your lineage when you heal yourself. You change it for the generations moving forward. So I'm so honored because when I take someone through a process, I'm there in the room with them. I'm feeling all your emotions. I'm feeling everyone in the room. And you're allowing me to be a witness of that, which I hold so sacred. You have no idea. So thank you. And then the last thing is, do you know anyone else that could benefit from doing this work?
Probably my daughter. I was going to talk to her.
Yeah. Okay. Could you put us in connection? Yeah, that would be wonderful. I mean, you don't know what I would like. My daughter's, my oldest is 16. I have a 14-year-old, and they're not, mom's into this stuff. They're not at all yet. But I'm like, you let me know when you're ready to deal with your stuff. And obviously, they're not going to work with me because I've damaged them. Right. So they get to work with someone else. But if your daughter is willing, I'm like, oh, what a gift that is, Mary. Like that you get to have that with her, sharing that healing journey. Yeah. And so, like I said, this was step one. If you're interested in going any deeper, reach out to me. Let me know. And I'd love to have your daughter on.
I will. Thank you.
Yeah, and if you have any insights, usually it takes a while because we unpacked a lot today, but if you have some insights that come out in the next couple of days, I would love it if you could leave me a review.
Okay.
Yeah, if you'd be willing. Yeah.
Yeah, I said yes.
Okay, wonderful.
Yeah.
Okay, well, my darling, take care of yourself today, and hopefully I'll hear from you soon.
All right. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Get some rest today.